Quest. React with all your insight. Review what feels so right. Criticize the light. Movie shining bright. My opinion is mine. Like a never-ending call. Watch them rise and fall. Stories big and small. Screens light up the hall. I will say it all. React with all your sight. Review the day and night. Criticize is a light. Shows that steal the light. My opinion stands so free, like a storm upon the sea. Watch them rise and fall. Stories big and small. Scribes light up the hall. I will say it all. Quest, react, review, criticize. Quest. React, review. Criticize.
Hey everyone, how you doing? Welcome to episode 2 of my best franchise series. I was hoping to do one before this, but I wasn't able to. But I thought I'd go live for this one because it's Christmas, and I hope you all have a great Christmas tomorrow. I hope you can hear me okay and everything's good. I've been having some tech issues, so hopefully it's all working properly. I just wish I could tell. But yeah, we're going to be talking about what I think is probably one of the best Christmas franchises. It started out in 1994, so we had the Santa Claus, which was a fun movie. It really was a fun movie. It's one of my favorite Christmas movies. It went on to have 2 sequels and a series. Looks and sound good. Thank you, Littlefinger. Littlefinger of Star Trek. Cool name. But yeah, it's I mean, it's Tim Allen, right? Can you go wrong with Tim Allen? I mean, when I grew up, being born in the 80s, growing up through the 90s, I watched what one was it? Home Improvements. That's the one. Because there was a few comedy shows that I used to watch in the 90s, and Home Improvements was one of them. And Tim Allen was brilliant in that, and it was funny, it was hilarious, and he's also got some really, 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 really good. Yeah, I thought it might be you, David. But yeah, it's I'm just going to go through some of his credits because some of you might recognize him from those and might not recognize him like I do from certain ones. So a lot of people might recognize him as the voice of Buzz Lightyear in Toy Story, pretty much from the beginning. Jungle to Jungle. I think that was another Christmas movie that he did. But yeah, it's I think it's really good. He used to be really, really funny. But I'm just going to bring up the list of Santa Claus movies. Just a second. There we go. Hopefully it's working. As you can see, the Santa Claus in '94. It's got a 6.6 star rating on IMDb. That's understandable. A lot of really good stuff from the '90s is actually more of an average nowadays. But then we've got Santa Claus 2 from 2002. It's a 5.8, which is not too bad. It's a low average score, basically. And then you've got Santa Claus 3, the worst of the bunch, clearly, with a 4.9. So it's not even average, below average. And then something that I completely forgot about in 2022, they actually had a series with the Santa Claus. I'm not 100% sure, but I think the cast was pretty much the same. But I mean, we're talking about a guy from that I remember from the '90s, and it was just great fun watching him in his stuff. I mean, even Galaxy Quest, great fun. Joe Somebody was fun. Big Trouble. These Christmas with the Cranks. You got to remember that one. That's another good Christmas movie. But I will say at this point that although this is not saying that this is my favorite movie, favorite Christmas movie, my favorite Christmas movie is actually something that a lot of people would actually argue is not a Christmas movie. Die Hard. But yeah, it's a fun bunch of movies. It's more than a trilogy. It's got a TV show. If it stopped at a trilogy, then I might not have it on this list because in my opinion, it might not necessarily be a franchise. It'll just be like a trilogy. But because it had a series, it's a franchise, in my view. So yeah. So Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Yes, it is. Thank you very much, David. I know it is. It's always been a Christmas movie. Pretty much all of them are Christmas movies. But Die Hard is the classic epitome of what a Christmas movie should be. A fun, action-packed, yippee-ki-yay, mother. Yeah, I always loved Die Hard. Let's get rid of this. So yes. See, this could have been a very short video. This could have been a very, very short video if I'd done it as a video. So I'm going to pose to you guys a question now. And there's not many of you here, but for my streams, it's not normal, not unusual. So because I haven't done a lot, it's obviously not pushing my content to as big an audience as I would like. But saying that, what do you guys think is, say, the best Christmas movie? Yeah, I think that's a good question to ask. It's like there was a time when I thought it's got to be it's a close battle between Die Hard and Lethal Weapon, right? Because they're both set around Christmas, except Die Hard actually supposedly happened on Christmas Day. Supposedly. But I think it was like he flew to LA. I think it was Christmas Eve, wasn't it, to spend family with spend Christmas with the family, and he ended up being stuck in Nakatomi Plaza, didn't he? No, I had a notification saying that I am live on my channel. I don't understand why they have to send me a notification that I am live on a channel. But yeah, Die Hard, Home Alone. Yeah, yeah. Um, the thing about Home Alone is it's got its own set of things that make it fun. I mean, the first Home Alone, Macaulay Culkin, he was quite common to see him as he was a child actor. I mean, obviously, you got Home Alone. Then you had like stuff like Richie Rich and stuff, and a few other things. But you don't see him a lot these days, do we? But as far as Christmas movies go, Home Alone, yeah, it's a good choice. It's a good choice. It's a very good choice. But the funny thing is, this happened a few years ago now. I can't remember exactly how many years, but it was pretty funny. I was looking through the Radio Times, which is the TV Guide, or the TV Guide magazine, whichever one I had to hand. And I was looking at Christmas Day, Christmas movies, so movies that were going to be on Christmas Day, specifically Christmas. And you had the usual Miracle on 34th Street. A lot of people like that. I mean, I don't think it's all that, but for a Christmas movie, it's okay. But I remember reading through it, and I think it was 11 p.m. or 10 p.m. Christmas Day. They had Friday the 13th. They had a classic horror movie on Christmas Day, which up to that point I never remembered ever having. And I think every year they had some weird random movies on Christmas Day. It's like, why don't you just fill the night up with Christmas movies? You could have your Miracle on 34th Street. You could have your Home Alone. You could have your Die Hard. Yeah. You could even have Lethal Weapon if you want, or any other Christmas movies. Why would you put a horror movie on there or a slasher movie? I mean, you could even put Krampus on Christmas Day because it's still a Christmas movie, right? But if you put something like Friday the 13th, it's like, well, hang on a minute. Friday the 13th should be reserved for Friday the 13th if you're gonna put it on. Not everyone likes Christmas. Yeah, I know. Not everyone likes Christmas, and there are a lot of cultures that don't follow Christmas for religious reasons or other reasons. But if the country is predominantly based on Christian culture, then Christmas is usually a very big thing, right? We're seeing a decline in Christmas lately, with Christmas starting to become a naughty word here in the UK. But I can't go into too much detail of that because reasons. But it's not all about being Christian. Christmas is not just about being Christian. I mean, there's a reason why if you don't celebrate Christmas, then if you greet someone and they don't follow Christmas and they don't agree with Christmas, then what do you say? You say season's greetings, right, and stuff like that. There are other ways. I mean, it's a day where Christians are supposed to be more charitable and stuff like that. It's a day for families. But I mean, I could argue that I don't really agree with Christmas because it's not the actual day it's supposed to be. It's not the actual day Christ was born, right? Because Christ was actually born on the winter solstice, which is technically a pagan holiday. So they changed the date of birth, the day that Jesus was born, to coincide with, well, to basically do away with the solstice. But yeah. It's just completely, my mind's just gone completely blank. I can't think of anything to say about any of that shite now. But I mean, I used to have fun watching Christmas movies. It's like there was a Santa Claus movie. It was animated Santa movie. It used to be a staple Christmas Day movie. I mean, you'd sit around and there it would be on there around about lunchtime ish. And it's like the whole movie was basically like this old man. He was miserable all year round, and then Christmas Eve he disappears. He becomes Santa Claus, comes back, and then he goes back to being a grumpy old man after Christmas, which was funny. It was a good movie. But you can have fun Christmas without celebrating Christmas, right? You don't have to watch Christmas movies, although if the atmosphere outside is like if everywhere you go, it's like there's Christmas stuff everywhere. I mean, one of the things I hate about Christmas is the fact that they put stuff out for Christmas 4 months early or whatever. It's like that they're gearing up for Christmas when you see Christmas stuff mixed up with your Halloween stuff in the shops. It's ridiculous. But any other Christmas movies that you can think of that are good movies? I was planning to do a Fallout video for episode 2. I just haven't watched it yet, so I can't do the video. So I'll drop that Boxing Day. I think I won't do it. I won't drop it tomorrow. It's not Christmassy. So Boxing Day, I'll have a Fallout season 2, episode 2 video coming out. So what are you saying? What do you mean by not everyone likes Christmas? Do you not like Christmas, David? Is that what you're saying? You don't like Christmas? I mean, I'm looking through Tim Allen's IMDb list, and geez, he's been in a lot of stuff. He's appeared in Reno 911. He's got a broad list. Even Shifting Gears. Stanley Pup. 2025 Stanley Pup. Okay. A few video games. But yeah. But let's see. What other Christmas movies are there? There's loads of them. I know there is. So search for Christmas. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, classic. Christmas with the Cranks, I mentioned that. Christmas with the Coopers, that wasn't too bad, I suppose. That Christmas, I don't think I've seen that. It's 2024. I haven't watched the more up-to-date ones. Christmas at the Chalet. Is that related anything to? Oh, no. I thought that might have been related to a different film, but it's not. It's okay, but it also brings a lot of pressure. Well, the lead up to Christmas does, doesn't it? There's a lot. There's a lot of repeat titles. White Christmas, Last Christmas, stuff like that. There's also a lot of repeat ones. A Christmas Carol. There's loads of those. Bad Santa, Christmas Chronicles, Polar Express. Oh, the Polar Express was good. Christmas Chronicles was good. I was actually going to mention that because, it's Kurt Russell, isn't it? Christmas Chronicles was actually pretty good. I think that did they do a third one in the end? I can't remember. No, they didn't do a third one in the end, did they? Which is a shame. Trading Places take place at Xmas. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I was a bit disappointed when we didn't get the third Christmas Chronicles. Yeah, it was a shame. I never really liked Trading Places. He's too busy chasing Godzilla. Well, from the trailer, it's not just Godzilla now; it's King Kong as well. So he's chasing Kong as well now, by the looks of it, or at least they are. Yeah, I think we're not far off Monarch season 2, are we? Is it February 27th? Yeah, that's what I just checked. So he's not really busy because it's already been filmed. I mean, it's releasing in February, so yeah. I can't imagine that Kurt has that many scenes in season 2 of Monarch this time because I feel that his character is coming to an end, if that makes any sense. There's another Christmas Evil, Scrooge, Muppet Christmas Carol. I hate the Muppets. Muppets are so annoying. I heard they're also doing a prequel with Kurt's son. Well, that would make sense. That does make sense to me. It really does. The thing is that they've got a gold mine with the Godzilla franchise, and I think they're starting production on, was it Godzilla Zero, which is the sequel to -1. I think they started production on that, if I remember rightly. I think that was announced. I seem to remember it being announced. Let's have a look. I believe it was 0. Oh, it's Godzilla -0. There we go. 2026 release. Expected in June. So that's going to be fun. And I think we've also got the new Godzilla movie from Legendary as well, haven't we? What was it? Supernova? I think that's next year as well, isn't it? Godzilla X Kong Supernova. I wish they would separate them again because I don't. It's all right putting them together and having Godzilla X Kong for 1, maybe 2 movies, but if they're going to carry on doing it, it's just going to be 2027. We've got It's a Wonderful Life. I never watched it either. But I've been in a room with people that were watching it, and I just was not interested. Was not interested. What's that? Weird. Just had a weird noise. About the only thing I can hear. Thanks to these. So we got quite a bit coming for 2026 with Night of the Seven Kingdoms. We got that January. I feel it's January, or am I thinking of something else? It's January. We'll figure it out. Santa coming down the chimney here. Yeah, January 19th, we've got Night of the Seven Kingdoms. That could be fun. So HBO Max. We've also got February, haven't we? Yeah, I think we've got quite a few good things coming next year, and some pretty bad ones because I believe we still have Kurtzman's Starfleet Academy, haven't we? At least the first season. I think season 2 was cancelled, wasn't it? I think I can't remember if they said that they cancelled it or shelved it. But we'll get into that sort of in the new year once it gets sorted. Because I think we've got some big things coming with Star Trek from the Paramount Skydance merger. So I think we're going to have some pretty good stuff coming from that. So bloody fly. Yeah. I do wish that Robert Picardo didn't get involved with Starfleet Academy. Yeah, I think they've already finished filming it, but I think it's hard to say because you got people saying that it's been cancelled and there won't be season 2's been cancelled, it won't be shown and stuff like that. But it's hard to say whether that's true or not. But we'll have to see what happens after season 1 because that will be important to see. But to be honest, I don't even want season 1. But I mean, I'm going to watch it so that other people don't have to. It's going to be like I did with Doctor Who season 1. The year before last. No way. It's terrible. So I'm either going to hate watch it or just do short little things saying it's crap. No bother watching it. But we also have Strange New Worlds coming back as well, don't we? Which is another thing. What else? I'm trying to. Oh, that's January as well, isn't it? January 15th. Wow. Definitely going to have a busy first quarter for streaming, for videos and stuff. I'm not sure how many lives I'm going to do for the first quarter. I'm going to try and do quite a bit. I've got to try and I'm trying to build up the gaming channel that I have. So I'll probably be gaming more often as well. Yeah. I'd be perfectly happy if Strange New Worlds didn't come back. I think I've said that in my last video about Strange New Worlds. It's too. I think it's stupid. We'll try and get to the cinema more often, so we'll see how that goes. Now that I've got a car finally, I can actually do that. I can actually travel a little bit further to get to a better cinema. Not too far though; that would be ridiculous. But yeah, might even be able to do a live stream on my phone after, in the car after the cinema before I leave. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We have Mandalorian and Grogu coming out next year as well, don't we? Mandalorian and Grogu. May. Yeah, in May. We've got Mandalorian and Grogu coming in May. There's something about the trailer I don't understand. Now, I'm trying to remember what happened at the end of the last season. I think he left his Nubian fighter on Mandalore, didn't he? Did he leave it on Mandalore? I can't remember exactly. But how the hell has he got a Razor Crest? I mean, isn't that the whole reason he had the Nubian fighters? Because she couldn't find a Razor Crest, and there was none around. Probably be like watching 2 episodes back to back. Probably. When does House of the Dragon come back? I can't remember when the next season of House of the Dragon comes back. It doesn't say. It just says 2026. It's a shame. What about there was a Game of Thrones? What happened to I only remember it finished with Mando and Grogu sat outside that house. Yeah. I can't remember what happened. No, he must have had his fighter still, right? I can't remember. I just can't remember if he still had it or not. Because, I mean, the Razor Crest was destroyed. He had the fighter. He seemed happy with the fighter. It was certainly a better looking fighter, better looking ship than the Razor Crest. I mean, not saying it was a bad design. I'm just saying it's not exactly attractive. It's not the sleek style that everyone loves from Star Wars, right? What I was about to say, Star Trek. Well, they're just as bad as each other anyway. It doesn't matter. But So Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I'm just trying to find. Jon Snow was cancelled. There was another one. I'm trying to think. Was it Aegon's Revenge or something like that? I can't remember. It's Aegon the Conqueror? Aegon's Conquest. Aegon's Conquest. It's still only a pitch. That's a shame. No. Aegon's Conquest is probably a show that I would actually prefer to see over Night of the Seven Kingdoms, but it depends on how they do Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I don't know much about it. I've seen the trailer. We'll see how it goes. But next year we do have quite a few things to go through. Are they not doing Arya continuing story from where she sailed off? I don't know if they're actually going to. I think that was just something that that was like they thought of it. I think because I think it's all because Michelle Williams was seen having a coffee with him, wasn't it? So, and and he was asked about it, and he did say that we were talking about a possible comeback for her as Arya, but yeah, I mean, I think I did a video on it, and I was saying about the best way that they can do it is have the Jon Snow series happen, and have Arya at the beginning look for Jon Snow, and when they find him, they team up and fight a big bad or something. It'd make more sense. And I think that's something that I would prefer to see. It gives them a reason to bring the other characters back as well. They could stop off at Arya could stop off at Winterfell, and we can see what Winterfell looks like now. But yeah. Yeah. I mean, it'd be nice to see. I mean, Michelle Williams, she hasn't been in anything really lately, has she? As far as I know. I mean, she had bit parts in Doctor Who and stuff like that. It's Michelle Williams, isn't it? Sure it is. Maisie Williams. Sorry, yeah. I'm getting them mixed up. It's Maisie Williams, isn't it? It's Maisie Williams. Why was I thinking that? Why was I confusing her name with Michelle? Anyway, I got it corrected. I'll correct it anyway. Or fighting a little bad Peter Dinklage. Oh no, because I mean, according to Peter Dinklage, you can't have dwarves playing dwarves, can you? You can't have little people playing little people because it's prejudice, right? So that's the whole problem. One of the problems we had with Snow White was they went with CGI dwarves, and they didn't, and they originally didn't have the dwarves because Peter Dinklage came out and said, "Oh yeah, but that would be prejudice. That would be a prejudice against little people." It's like a way to take money out of your own, your own kind's pockets, right? It's like only he can play a little person. Is that what he meant? Stupid twat. I think it's a shame that we haven't seen much from Maisie Williams, to be honest. I mean, New Mutants, The Falling, Book of Love, Game of Thrones. I mean, she's had 35 roles. I think some of those are just appearances and stuff. Let's go back. Yeah. Heatstroke. The Secret of Crickley Hall miniseries. Cyberbully, where she turned out to be the bully. Spoilers. Supreme Tweeter. The Vamps Rest Your Love music video. Doctor Who. She was a Shieldar. Book of Love. iBoy. It's probably the only other one I remember mainly. Thing is, I think she, as well as many others, have fallen into that all too well known issue where they have a successful time when they're starting out. They start out really successful. We see it with the Harry Potter cast, don't we? A lot. We see it a lot with a lot of these young actors when they start out, and also not so young, I mean, more grown up ones. We see that they'll do a role, they'll hit it big time, they become popular, then after that show or that franchise finishes, they get jobs thrown at them, and the problem is they pick the wrong ones. It's almost like they pick the ones that they feel they might get over with quickly or something stupid like that. And they think they're worth more just because they've had a little bit of success to start out. Any news on the Gollum movie? Let's have a look. I haven't really been following Game of Thrones. Lord of the Rings, I should say. Okay. You mean The Hunt for Gollum? Is that the one you're talking about? It says 2027. Andy Serkis, Elijah Wood, Ian McKellen. Yeah. So The Hunt of Gollum. Expected December 17th, 2027. My birthday. That's my birthday again. I mean, this year I had Fallout Season 2, Episode 1 fall on my birthday. Now in 2027, there's going to be that they're expecting to have The Hunt for Gollum release in 2027. So we've got a whole year. A whole year. 2 years, sorry. Pretty much. Also, it's exploring Aragorn's early adventures as a ranger. Okay. That might be good. It all depends on how they do it. I mean, is it going to be another one of those ones where they fall into the more modern Rings of Power-esque style? That'll be stupid. You watch Aragorn will be gay. Aragorn will be gay. Not that I have anything against gay people. I'm just saying the way things are with Lord of the Rings right now, with Rings of Power, he might as well end up being gay. What I was really looking forward to, I was really looking forward to continuation of Return of the Living Dead film that carries on 18 months after the original. Which one is that? Which one was that? It was supposed to be out this Christmas, but being put back. Hmm. Was that the one they have? It's that's also got the title of Trash's Revenge, aimed for a Christmas release 2025, promising a continuation using practical effects and set 18 months after the original. The original cast member Tom Matthews. Thom Matthews. Is it Thom or Tom? And Beverly Randolph involved. Yeah, it looks like they've pushed it to 2026. November. uh, they've pushed it until November. It looks like they might have pushed it until November. Interesting. I'm done with zombie stuff. To be honest, I am completely done with it. Zombies have been done to death. Pardon the pun. They really have been done to death. There's just way too much of it. It's like when Twilight came out, everything was everything was there. We had all these vampire shows and movies and stuff come out. It was like, just give it a rest. For crying out loud, they're just pushing and pushing and pushing all this other stuff, all these sequels and prequels and stuff. Probably trying for a Halloween release. Yeah, maybe. It does say expected, so. But it also says pre-production. Not post. On IMDb. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't surprise me if they do that. I wonder if that has anything to do with the practical effects. Then it would make sense. I mean, if they aimed for Christmas, then why do they have to push it until the following November? It doesn't make sense. Strange. But I mean, something that I'd love for them to do is do a proper remake of the Friday the 13th franchise. I mean, proper one. The original scripts and everything. Just update the original scripts. That'd be great. Stranger Things cartoon. I don't like the Stranger Things series, to be honest. Some of the things that Millie Bobby Brown's been in, they haven't been terrible. But her acting is terrible. But the films and the shows haven't been particularly terrible. Like we had Godzilla versus Kong. Had Millie Bobby Brown in it, didn't it? And yeah, I don't think much of her acting, but the stuff she's been in, she's actually been lucky to get in. To be honest, in my opinion, she's been very lucky. Damsel, yeah, exactly. Damsel was trash. girl boss of the century. Jesus Christ. Or should I say girl boss of the Middle Ages? The thing is, people were complaining about girl boss stuff when we had Alien Romulus come out. So actually, no. In Alien Universe, it actually makes more sense because we've had it before and it hasn't been a constant. Because I mean, once they added the Predator franchise to the Alien franchise, so it wasn't split anymore. Yes, we had the girl boss situation, but I mean, in that universe, it makes sense because it's what we've had from the beginning. But then you get other things that they throw out. Oh yeah, you've got this little girl's going to defeat a dragon. So, seriously, they don't even do that in anime. At the most, in an anime, a woman, a girl would, or a princess, or a female adventurer, they would be able to maybe just about hurt a dragon in anime. But they wouldn't be able to bring it down because the main hero, man, is the one that has the power to kill it essentially. But damsel was terrible. It was like there was that other one. What's it called? Was it the princess? I think it was the princess. She's in a room in the top of a tower, and she has to work her way down the castle. And then on her way down, we learn that suddenly there was a woman from China came to Europe and became her nanny and taught her kung fu. Really? Really? That's almost as bad as having a black Queen Victoria. Or was it a Queen Anne or something? What was the one that they changed to a black woman? Yet we have historical evidence to say that she's not black. We have artist impressions. We have paintings to demonstrate that she was white, yet they changed her to a black character. Black. Well, you don't know the princess. I think it was the princess. Look. Was it the princess or maybe just princess? No Assassin's Creed 2. No, I'm not thinking about that. I think it was on Netflix. Yeah, it was the princess. Yeah, 2022. There we go. Let's put it up on the screen. It might help. Put it up on the screen so you can see it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. See, this is the one I was thinking of. But don't get me wrong. Joey King was great, but I mean, a little teenage princess, no muscle to speak of, able to fight hundreds of men and kill hundreds of men with a sword and stuff like that, and kung fu. Really? See, there we are. Ogre was Moria, which was the lady that taught her how to fight. Definitely not seen it. It's actually not that bad. They won't let you pause it, will they? Now they put let me. Right, okay. Basically, right, she's in this tower. She's locked away in this tower, right? The whole castle's been taken over by bad guys. We're talking about hundreds of bad guys that have just killed everyone. Her family are held captive in the courtyard at the bottom. She's basically in this tower, right? She's chained. She's got steel chains tied, to the wall, and she wakes up on the bed. She's wearing a gown, blah blah blah. And basically, what she does is she breaks the chains. How? I can't remember because it was stupid. And she somehow manages to fight her way past hundreds of men going down the tower and into the castle and then fighting hundreds more in the same day. They don't even have a break. She has like a few minutes here and there to have a little breather. But I mean, she's getting beaten the whole time as well. And that's just why it's not a terrible, girl boss, because she does get hurt. I mean, you see her. If I remember rightly, her character does break her fingers, and she fixes them. She ties them together and stuff. But it's just you get this little girl, this young lady, beating big, strong men in armor. I will say though, it's much better than Damsel. I mean, if you thought Damsel was okay, then you'd love this. You really would. But I mean, what were the ratings of this? 5.7. So it's around the low average rating on IMDb. But when we look at Damsel, once it loads, 2024. What 2 years? 2 years later, 6.1. Why is it a 6.1? It's a terrible film, in my opinion. The first watch, it's actually quite a bit of fun, but after that, I think I watched. Think about it is, I think I've rewatched Enola Holmes 3 times, and that's the most I've rewatched anything that Millie Bobby Brown has been in. I think the only reason I rewatched that the second time was because Enola Holmes 2 came out, which probably means I'm going to be watching both of them again soon because isn't there a third Enola Holmes coming? Yeah, it's probably just her fans. Not only that though. I think it's because Netflix. I think Netflix just has that larger audience as well, so you get the higher percentage of people watching it anyway, regardless, because it's Netflix. But Netflix do a lot of good stuff, but then they do a hell of a lot of really bad stuff. And the drawback is that it does actually find the audience that it was made for on platform like Netflix. But like I say, I'm not saying it's a terrible film. I'm just saying that it's a bit of fun to start in the first time you watch it. It's a little bit of fun, but you can't watch it again because it's just how ridiculous it's going to be. Let me go back to the princess and let you just have the trailer go over. I mean, you see some of the fighting that she does, but it's a fun movie. Just get a thing. So yeah, it's just so she wakes up, she's chained. You got all these big, strong guys and a woman. She's going to marry this guy. I think he's supposed to be. I think he was a duke or something. And from the start, how did she break the chain? How does she manage that? The guy's twice her weight, right? See? It's fun. It's a bit of fun, though. The first time you watch it, you can't watch it again, though. It's terrible. It's like they put all the stuff that Tom Cruise does in Mission Impossible when they just thrown it all in for this princess to be able to do. But the way I see it, it's just a comedy. It's just a comedy film. That's how I see it. It's a comedy. But yeah. Anything else? Let's get rid of that. I mean, it's on Hulu, so where would you be able to watch Hulu? Is that Disney? That's Disney, isn't it? Hulu Disney? I can't remember for some reason. I haven't seen Disney for a long time. I haven't watched anything on Disney for a while. Probably should go on to Disney and watch something nostalgic. Maybe start watching Doogie Howser MD again or something like that. Yeah, Disney Plus. Oh, I see. They've updated it a little. The website. I have serious pet peeve with Disney Plus because they got all the Alien movies, right? Except they don't have the special editions or the director's cuts. Now, if they had the special editions or the director's cuts, they would have a lot more success with people watching the Alien movies. Because once you watch the special editions and the director's cuts, you won't go back and watch the theatrical version because the theatrical version just isn't as good as the special. Need to finish Criminal Minds. That's a lot they need to finish. So I tried to watch the series of Percy Jackson, and I couldn't. I liked the movies; they were okay. Well, the first one was The Lightning Thief, but the series I just can't get into. Alien Earth was good up until the end. That ending was terrible. Thunderbolts, rubbish. Had its moments, but it's rubbish. Shogun, great show. But do you notice a lot of the best stuff on Disney Plus? Do you know the best shows and stuff? Do you notice that they're mostly on Hulu? Shogun, Hulu, Alien Earth, Hulu. Have you noticed that all their good stuff comes from Hulu? All their more successful stuff comes from Hulu. You couldn't watch Percy Jackson, Looked Meh. Oh, Looked Meh, yeah. Yeah, there's lots like that though. I'm trying to think. There was one. There was one that I always thought looked meh, but then when I finally watched it years after it was actually pretty good. I can't remember what it was called. I haven't watched it since, but there's been a few like that. Just can't remember. Can't remember. Oh yeah, Aragon. Aragon was a film that I thought looked meh. I thought it was just another dragon movie and stuff. But then I like dragons. I love dragons. I mean, dragons are probably my favorite fantasy, and creature. Oh, I love Sons of Anarchy. I didn't like Mayans because I wanted Sons of Anarchy back. That was my thing. Aragon was actually pretty good at the time. It was meh when I saw a trailer for it, but then when I actually watched it, it's actually pretty good. It should have been a trilogy. But Sons of Anarchy, yeah, I loved Sons of Anarchy. You know what? I wish that they would actually do a prequel. It's probably one of the only things that I would like to see a prequel of. To see his old man, to see Jax's old man, you know, and the creation of the gang of the MC. That's probably the only time I would accept a prequel for a show that I loved. Some of the stories could have done with a lot of work, but you know, it's like you could tell when they rushed stuff. I think it was rushed towards the end. It was Charlie him said he has a story where they can bring them back or a prequel. Yeah. The problem is they can't bring them back because they've already set up in universe that Jax Teller is dead, right? Because in the Mayans they actually say, you know, one of the lines is my respects for Jax. Sorry for your loss and stuff like that, wasn't it? So Jax is dead, but they can't bring him back for a continuation. But they can do a prequel. I'd like them to do a prequel because I'd love to see that. I really would. I just think that um, they should have made Mayans more like Sons of Anarchy. Because it was too different. I think it was like a watered down Sons of Anarchy for the Mayans, wasn't it? Yeah, squashed by a lorry. Yeah. I wonder if it was something like his old man. You know, someone messed with his bike because because that's what happened to his old man, wasn't it? That's why he ended up ploughing into that. Mm. Mm. Uh, no one will save you. So I'm just looking through the list of science fiction on Hulu, and no one will save you. So, Alien Resurrection. I wish they didn't make that film. Yeah, Chronicle. There's another one. I thought was meh. I thought Chronicle was meh, and I was like watching it. I was like, you know, actually, it's actually a pretty good story. Mm. I don't know. I don't know who could play a young Ron Perlman. Hmm. Track is actually not a bad show on Hulu. So it's not bad. I didn't say it was really good. I said it's not bad. Hmm. Hmm. There are people that are saying that that Will Farrell could play a young Ron Perlman. I think not. Um, yeah, I'm not going to be live for much longer, to be honest. I'm running out of things to say. So yeah. Apparently, David Harbour would be a good young Ron Perlman, by the way. But yeah, I'm going to be ending it here anyway. Maybe a few more minutes. So yeah, I hope you have a good Christmas. I hope you and the family have a great day, and I'll see you in the new year. I don't know if I'm going to be on Side Trek before the new year. I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I was supposed to be live with them last week, but didn't get the invite. So yeah, I'm going to end it here, guys. I hope you enjoyed this stream. I'm looking forward to doing more. Might do some more hangouts next year as well. Maybe a couple of times a week. Maybe do a hangout. We'll see. We'll just chat the shit. So yeah, lots of stuff coming next year, guys, and I hope to see you there. We got especially January and February. We've got some good stuff coming. We've got Fallout as well. Don't forget to look out for my Fallout episode 2 video coming on Boxing Day. And what we got? We got Monarch coming. We got Starfleet Academy coming. We have Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Hopefully, I can get access to that, because if it's on now, I can't watch it. At least not legally. I didn't say that. My lips didn't move. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, especially Monarch and Night of the Seven Kingdoms. But yeah, it's been great to see you here, guys. Got a nice chat, and hopefully I will see you again next time, and it won't be too long. But until then, stay safe, take care, and have a very, very Merry Christmas.